Good morning, students. Welcome back. As we are discussing a lesson, in fact, I hope you people got it what we discussed in last class. What is the title of the lesson we are discussing in last class? That is tracing changes through 1,000 years. This is first lesson from history. Yesterday I explained already about how the maps were drawn long back. Idrissi and French cartographer, how they drawn, and we also made a comparison between the past map and the present maps. What is the difference we can identify? Past maps are not having accurate today's maps, and there is a lot of differences also you can found. Example, Idrissi, he drawn a map which was shown differently Indian subcontinent in world map or on world map, whereas French cartographer who somewhat better, who drawn familiar to the present map or maybe the almost all the near map which was look like. And what is the importance of these maps means those days the maps are also played a major role. By studying of those maps we have a chance to know the past history, and that too the title of this lesson, tracing changes through 1,000 years, and that's why it is must to be known. That means from 700 to 1750 we are going to know from this lesson or from the 7th class. Remember 6th class also you studied history. Up to where you studied? Up to Harshavardhana. Why up to Harshavardhana? Because after the death of Harshavardhana, it was said to be as the end of ancient period in India. And after the death of Harshavardhana to the death, and it starts from there, and the death of Aurangzeb, it will be ended by the medieval period. So this 7th class you are going to be known about the medieval period of India. That's why this lesson starts with knowing the trace back or knowing the sources, how we will know the history and all. And we also discussed about terminologies, how difference of terminology from past to present. Example, what examples we discussed? 2 examples. One, what is the one? Foreigner. Foreigner means present we are using in different sense. Those days that was different. And second one Hindustan. Hindustan is another one which was using present in different sense. In past it was different sense, or that was different sense. Anyhow, we now going to start continuation of this lesson with a subtitle, Historians and Their Sources. Right, as I said already, it is about a lesson tracing changes through 1,000 years between 700 to 1750 around. During this time, how historians of present day studied and understood what was happened during the time. See, any of the source definitely is needed to know what was happened in past. Example, 50 years back what it was happened, how you will know? There are so many sources as now today, because print media was began 50 years back, and some photographs are also available, and because of development of printing technology, all those events were recorded in a perfect manner, and by studying of those records we may have a chance to know what was happened. But 1,000 years back, 2,000 years back, is paper existed? No, question mark. Then what were the sources we can have a chance to know the past? There are some sources be used by the historians that you also studied in your 6th class. Archaeological sources. Ancient period, up to ancient period it will be okay. Before ancient period, what was happened? That means early man, how he was lived. How can you know? How you will know? It is only possible studying some of the tools which was used by the ancient people, and those remains are now also available. And by studying of those remains of ancient tools which was used by we humans, usually called as archaeology. So archaeology will give an idea how the man was developed. You studied all those points in your 6th class, such as Malolithic, Paleolithic, Upper Paleolithic, Neolithic, Lower Neolithic, Upper Neolithic. Like all these are the names and terminologies be used in archaeology. But even in medieval history also, there was no proper printing technologies available in India, so that the other sources are to be used. What are those other sources to be known? One is coins. We know coins. How coins? If a ruler used gold coin, then we call that kingdom is said to be as more prosperous. That means well developed and financially stronger. Again, in that one also, how much of quality of gold coin was used by the ruler is depends on, will be decided whether that kingdom is really developed and financially stronger or not. So studying of coins. And second thing is, by studying of coins, we have a chance to know who are the rulers ruled during the time of those places. So studying of coins are called as numismatics, which was very interesting subject, and it is also give an idea about the past. Second one is inscriptions. You know the meaning of inscriptions. The difference between ancient period and during this medieval period, inscriptions were not only drawn or written on pillars, rock pillars, even on copper plates, palm plates, such etc. etc. So inscriptions, example, a donation, a land donation, past time was written on a stone, we call this as pillar inscription. Later, copper plates began to be granting through the copper plate, like today we called as evidences. Property, for example, somebody will ask you what is the evidence, this is your property, you will show some papers. Like that, copper plates be used on those days, and by studying of those copper plates and some other inscriptions which was written on stones or maybe on walls or maybe in other sources, we can have a chance to be known. Third one is architecture. Definitely architecture also be played an important role. How? You can see ancient period temples also in our India. That means before 7th century some temples existed. But those temples are not big in size, they are very small and they are looks very normal. But during the medieval period, art and architecture was developed tremendously because of different reasons. Whereas Muslim invasions on India not only brought the Muslim rulers to India, but also they brought their architecture, which was also helped Indians to opt and to construct different types of temples, monuments, etc., etc. And all these you can found and you will study in the next classes. One example I will give you, best example of great architecture in Tanjore or Tanjavur, Brihadishwaralaya, which was a best example of medieval architecture. Like many we have. And textual records. Textual records means again these are different. Textual records were written by some chroniclers. Chroniclers means people who traveled from other country or outside country of present India to India. They visited India, they noted down all the history, and which was become a source to know and study about the past history during this time. And these all are in fact helpful. And one more point also I want to say this one, then where you can find this one. These all are be observed by historians, maybe other people, and all these evidences will be brought and will be preserved safely. Safely means where? That is in libraries and archives. Libraries means you know. What is meaning of archives? Archives means a place where these old monuments and records will be preserved carefully. These are all the meaning of archives were already given in textbooks, so that you just go through that one, you will get it. And this is not only the one, later periods. See, these are very interesting points. The evidences are the textual records what we are right now are getting from libraries or archives, which may not be the original sources. Sometime what will happen, the original sources may be recopied because as the days are passing on, those days there was no such quality paper, or maybe even not paper. Mostly they wrote on palm leaves, which are be carefully preserved, and copper plates maybe, and so that it will be rewritten. The time of rewritten, these manuscripts, we call them as manuscripts. The manuscriptors who wrote by their own sense. That's why if you can found, these manuscripts sometimes will give some confusion, because the original source will say different. The manuscripts which was later written says different. Example, I wrote a book. Later, maybe one of person 20, 30, 40 years later, he understood the book what I was written, maybe not in good condition, and he wants to rewrite that one. Today we have printing technology, but those days we don't have printing technology. That's why scripters, we call as manuscriptors, who sit and will take that original copy, somebody will dictate, and these manuscriptors will write on a palm leaf or maybe on a copper plate. At the time, as the person was saying orally, the other persons are writing, they will write it down sometimes with their own words and own language. In such a way, when we are studying the manuscripts, we may get some confusion, and that's why we have to go to the original source to understand what exactly the meaning and the sense of that record. And the earliest evidences we can found these chronicles. We can found Ziauddin Barani. Ziauddin Barani was a man, a chronicler, who came to India from Persian region, and he studied and wrote so many things in his book. The first book what he was written, it was published in the year 1356 CE. Later he rewritten, that means he revised that book and it was published in 1358, that means 2 years of difference. But till 1960s, no one don't know that there were 2 books were written by Ziauddin Barani about his experiences in the name of chronicle. So sometimes it happens. That's why we have to be careful when we are going to know about the sources. Okay, sir. Okay. Right. We will go to the next subtopic: new social and political groups. Right. New social and political groups means during medieval period, new social and political activities are also began. It is because of new inventions or maybe new tools which were introduced in production activities. Take an example, the Persian wheel in agriculture. Irrigation, that is. Irrigation means water will be brought through Persian wheel. From the beginning, our country is known for agricultural activities. But bringing water from long distance to the agricultural land, it is always not easy. That's why majority of the agricultural land those days and now also depends on rains. But invention of Persian wheel in irrigation brought tremendous changes, and lot of water was brought, and many more agricultural lands were used this technology on those days and produced more production. Second one is the spinning wheel in weaving. So India is not only famous for agriculture, India is also famous for cotton production and making of cloth. And Indian cloth on those days having great demand all over the world. Europeans, they prefer to use Indian cotton, and it believed to be as respect in their society. You can understand, as for these words, you can understand how much of demand Indian cotton. As for the demand, we have to produce. And so that spinning wheel helped for weaving more cloth. And Firearm in combat was also another important source which helped to making the arms more faster, and ornaments are also more faster, so that can use it. So these are not only the one. New food, new beverages were also came to India. As we are eating today varieties of vegetables which are not used by our great ancestors, our great grandfathers, like potato, corn, chilies. These are not Indian vegetables which are initially found in South American continent, and it was traveled from South America to Europe, from Europe to the remaining parts of the world, when Europeans began to be colonizing the world, and as India was also colonized. And not only the time of colonization, when European travelers and Arab travelers came to India, they also brought some vegetables to India, and from India too they also taken some ideas and vegetables to there, and it was quite common. So this is, and beverages means tea, coffee. Tea and coffee right now we are using, it is believed to be as a social culture, but those days that means long back Indians doesn't know what is this tea and coffee. Mostly it was used by Europeans. But by knowing this demand in Europe continent, Arab travelers brought this one to India, and it began to be producing of tea and coffee. And during this medieval period, not only this, we can also found a great change in social mobility. New customs, new traditions, along with new customs and traditions, new communities are also brought. Among those, Rajputs. You know the meaning of Rajputs, and you are very familiar Rajputs. But when the Rajputs are often believed to be as Kshatriyas, and these Rajputs are totally the new community. They came from outside, and they merged with Indian society, and they slowly began as Rajputs, as believed to be as Kshatriyas. That means Rajput means son of the ruler. Rajputra became later as Rajput. Rajaputra slowly became as Rajput. So that means son of the ruler. So these are the communities, and not only the one, along with these Rajputs and the remaining, like Marathas, Sikhs, Jats, Ahoms, and Kayasthas. Kayasthas means usually they are the one scribers. Scribers means who wrote the manuscripts, as I said. They all become very prominent, and they dominated the societies. And during this medieval period, more as there was introducing of the Persian wheel and the spinning wheel and the remaining all, more and more agricultural land needed to the people, as size of the population also increased. As every community, or that means every social group like Rajputs, Marathas, Sikhs, Jats, any other, they began to be ruling their lands, and they making their own rules and customs and traditions. And in that process, more and more forest lands were made free, and they converted into agricultural lands. And after they become as agricultural lands, constructions were also begun. Some of the lands were made donations to the priest, like it was quite common. And even for feeding of cattle, grass is needed. And even during the time, jati, that means caste, all these things were also begun. And every jati have their own rulers, and they have their own regulations to manage conduct of their members. And slowly they began to be making their own jati panchayatis. There, if anybody made mistake, the mistake will be brought and will be made judgment. And if anybody proved to be guilty, and that person will be given punishments. So every jati made their own codes like today, and within their jati only they began to be solving the problem. Even in villages also. I hope you people have seen some of the movies, either in Telugu or Hindi, where the village head will sit and will solve the problem within that village. And everybody in that village will obey and respect the verdict it was given by the head of the village. So this is nothing but the same you can found in the jati panchayatis. And several villages were governed by chieftains, and together they were only one small unit of a state, and slowly it began to formation of new states or new kingdoms during the medieval time. I hope you people understood up to here, and we will continue in next class the remaining part. Thank you and all, and I hope if all you understood. If any doubts, you can ask and get the clarification. Thank you.